Sex and Gender Realism. Cancel Me, lol. By Herr Teufelsdrock. February 16th, 2023. Am I the only sane person left here? In the human species, there are two sexes. That is to say, there are two phenotypic attractors, male and female. Intersex people, far from calling this into question, actually reinforce it. Intersex people tend to either be in a position where their chromosomal difference has minimal or no impact on their development, or it does. In the cases in which it does produce a significant divergence from one of the attractors of the phenotypic sex binary, there is little ambiguity about it being a disorder because it comes with a whole raft of other very serious health problems. Therefore, it is no surprise that intersex people are very rare. Interestingly, the number of people with this type of disorder is increasing due to geriatric pregnancies. The harpies are screeching. Yeah, well, should we really expect anything else? I mean, it is common knowledge that having a pregnancy at the age of 40 compared to 25 leads to a tenfold increase in the probability of the child having Down syndrome. Indeed, a quick Google search will allow us to find that it has been linked to XXX and Klinefelters. In any case, only the left could take what is clearly a very severe disorder and use it as a way to argue that transgenderism is a normal and natural phenomenon. Remember, we see that there is a phenotypic sex binary. Individuals with phenotypes that diverge drastically from this binary have other serious health problems. In the case of Klinefelter syndrome, XXY, for instance, according to the Mayo Clinic, we see symptoms such as infertility, small testicles and penis, enlarged breast size, low sex drive, fatigue, difficulty socializing, impulsiveness, weak bones, intellectual impairment, and increased risk of anxiety and depression, lung disease, tooth and oral problems that make cavities more likely, autoimmune disorders such as lupus or rheumatoid arthritis, and an increased risk of autism spectrum disorder. Yes, all this, and Klinefelter's is not even the most serious disorder. On the other hand, intersex people who have the least number of health issues, such as XYY, fit unambiguously into the phenotypic sex binary and are obviously male. So while there may not be a genotype sex binary, there is a phenotypic sex binary. Therefore, I rest my case that using intersex people as a strange way to insist upon the naturalness or normalcy of transgenderism is absurd. The flag of endocrine disruption. Physiological issues. The increase in gender dysphoria is being driven by a few things: severely reduced testosterone, sedentary lifestyles, and other highly novel chemical and environmental changes, and social contagion. No doubt, again, a large proportion of this also has to do with the increase in geriatric pregnancies as well. Prenatal phthalate and dioxin exposure are increasingly linked to a decrease in the anogenital distance. The significance of this is illuminated by the following quote from Elsevier's Science Direct article, quote, AGD provides an index of early fetal androgen exposure and masculinization, unquote. It is likely that other novel endocrine disrupting chemicals, EDCs, are also contributing to the lack of masculinization in men, and all this said, is not it obvious what we should be doing? Well, first, of course, we should be trying to remove the novel stimuli by banning plastics and heavily regulating processed foods. We should financially penalize couples and individuals who do not have children, or have them late and redistribute that to younger couples. The activist ideology of transgenderism merely serves to create a stigma against the necessary public health decisions that need to take place to prevent these hormonal disruptions, especially in these essential periods of early development. The observed decrease in testosterone levels and sperm counts is very troubling, and we see an increased move towards Klinefelter-like symptoms in regular XY men. This includes dramatically reduced testosterone levels, sperm counts and fertility, and increased gynecomastia. I also think only a truly blind person cannot see from their own personal observations that this generation has a lower sex drive, less confidence, less motivation, and more negative emotion than previous generations of males. My recommendation is that if you are taking any medications, you also look into these. For example, I found out while writing this piece that Adderall causes erectile dysfunction and lowers testosterone. I had mentioned erectile dysfunction issues to a GP and that I take dextroamphetamine, but they did not make any connection there. Nor has my psychiatrist ever bothered to let me know that these were potential side effects. Luckily, these effects go away after you cease taking the medication, although I wonder if it does not actually have a permanent effect on the poor souls who are taking it during puberty. If you are pregnant, or you and your partner plan on having kids, then considering a very restricted diet of traditional cuisine leading up to the pregnancy is highly advisable unless, of course, you want your kid to be depressed and infertile. I am sure there are lefties out there today who would love this. After all, you can have a child without contributing to future overpopulation beyond their lifespan? Amazing. Haha. Gender dysphoria. In terms of actually addressing the dysphoria issue, however, we should not be trying to push someone out of their present phenotypic attractor because they have a psychological condition, namely gender dysphoria. We should be trying to help them develop into the phenotypic attractor they are already obviously closest to. Therefore, things like gender transition surgery are, as other people have pointed out, horrifying and stupid. If one can actually catch this early, then interventions to enhance maturation into the sex phenotype they are physiologically most aligned with is the best course. With the consent of the child and the parents, of course, and the less invasive the better. Truly, there isn't any good substitute for good development from conception right through to adolescence, especially those earliest stages. However, once certain points in development are passed, it will be very difficult to achieve proper maturation. Indeed, probably impossible. This is why there needs to be a serious and immediate public health intervention to prevent this problem from rendering the whole bloody nation infertile. But no doubt this is transphobic. Bahaha, ahaha, ahaha, hahaha, aha, bleep me. If something which has never existed throughout human history comes into existence apparently ex nihilo, look mate, it was not bleeping ex nihilo. Just wanted to add this at the end. I quit my medication and everything is very good, gentlemen. Very good, thank you.